welcome to another business tip from the Trades Coach, helping you build a more profitable business. Now, in a earlier video, I went over the process of looking at kind of defining how the beliefs or culture that you have in your business tends to drive people's actions, and that in turn will tend to dictate the kind of results that you're going to get out of your business. And the same sort of principles do apply for you personally, that if you're looking to get a different result for you personally, obviously you need to take some different actions, and that is going to be driven by kind of what you believe is possible. So I said that I would come back and talk a bit about how do you instigate a culture change process in your business, and using this sort of framework. So I think the first thing you need to really kind of define is kind of what kind of culture do you have in the business now, okay? And one of the best ways of doing that is to ask the team members that you've got working for you and with you, as to how do they feel, how do things run around here? And so it is about, doing a sort of a staff survey, just asking a couple of simple questions. How do you feel that things run around here? And giving them encouragement to be open and honest about that. And talking a bit about, that's wanting to develop this culture sort of process. You may want to use a sporting analogy, which I find is one of the easiest ways to kind of frame this up for people, because again, it's a nebulous kind of concept. But if you can use sports as an analogy, most people kind of get it. And an analogy that I use is usually the All Blacks. And the All Blacks, certainly, you can't really argue, pretty much been one of the most successful, if not the most successful sporting teams in modern times. And, granted, they've got good access to people and what have you, and good training and all that sort of stuff, and they pay lots of money. But at the end of the day, one of the main reasons why the All Blacks have been so successful in recent years in particular is their focus on their culture. And they've developed what they call their first 15, which is the elements of what it means to be an All Black. And if you want to drop me an email, I can send you a copy of what that kind of looks like, and maybe you can use that as an example. If you're leading a discussion with the team members, you can sort of say, well, hey, this is what the All Blacks have come up with as far as their culture is concerned, and when they're bringing in new players into the realm, then they are needing to sign up for this, and it's a really, really important part of being an All Black. It's not just about the skills, because there are aspects of the culture means that if they don't live up to certain behavioural aspects of the culture, even if they're a really, really good player, they'll be benched. And so they do live that culture, and it's, as I said, it's been a significant contributing factor to their success. So using that as an example, ask the guys and girls, how's things working around here? And then the other question is, what would they like to see? So there are obviously possibly some good aspects of the way things are rolling around the place at the moment, but there might be some changes that they like to sort of see. And try not to get them too specific into, they all just want beers on a Friday afternoon or something, but that's maybe part of it. You don't want them getting too tied up into the technical job level specifics. This is more just the general feel of how things are organised, the way they're supported or not, or what have you, communications, those type of stuff. So doing a staff survey of how they think things are now and what sort of changes they want to have in place, that's going to give you a good amount of data and information to work from in order to come up with your own list of what you define as the kind of rules of the game in your business and the way that you want everybody to sign up to. You want everybody to commit to it, to believe to it. Obviously, it's up to you to make the final decision on what makes that list and what doesn't. But if you can, you maybe will be pleasantly surprised at the kind of good suggestions that come from the floor. So it's important to use those. And yeah, if there's one or two silly ones in, yep, fine, chuck them out. You make the final cut, but then come up with that final list of what your rules of the game are. Then it's very much important to get everybody to sign up to it, and then it's your role as owner of the business to make sure that there are day-to-day experiences that back up that belief. And for example, if one of those aspects of culture is that people want to have more support around learning more aspects of the job, then it's up to you to make sure that you put in some sort of regular sort of training pattern in place and formalise that so people are getting the experience on a day-to-day basis that you are serious about improving the kind of level of support and learning that you're putting in place with their career prospects. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea as to how to start a culture change project in your business. If you want some more details, drop me an email and I'll give you some more information. I'll send you also that copy of that All Blacks First 15 list to act as a bit of a discussion starter. And yeah, hopefully you'll come up with a culture change improvement, and that will certainly be a very, very important tool or foundation stone in your business to drive change. Thanks very much.